Hey, good afternoon. It's Bob, KK4DIV, and we've got another Friday vlog update for y'all. It is September 1st, 2017, and I'd like to start off with a couple of questions that people have asked me on YouTube. First of all, a fellow by the name of Alinsky, something like that. Sorry if I butchered your name. He says he's got a new FT817. And he notices that once the voltage on the battery drops to about 7.2 volts, the unit shuts down, and wants to know if that sounds right. And from my experience, yes, that does sound about right. I generally don't let it get that low, my batteries. I have used internal batteries, but lately I've been using this power bank. This is a Talent Cell power bank. But when I did use internal batteries, yes, there were a couple of times where the voltage did get down into the 7s and it did shut off. So that doesn't sound out of the ordinary. It sounds about right for what you're experiencing there. So I'm not a expert on that, but from my personal experience, that does sound about right, and I wouldn't think there's anything wrong with your radio or anything like that. Next, Bruce asks what model my Pelican case is. He's talking about my Go Box that I have for my FT817. Well, Bruce, unfortunately, it's not a true Pelican case. I did get it. I shoot in Glock matches, and this is a case. It's very similar to a Pelican case. It's kind of like a Pelican case knockoff, I guess you could say. But Glock sells it as a gun case. It does have all the internal foam and all that you can pluck out and make it kind of fit what you need. But that's where I got it. It's not a Pelican case. But from my research and all, I did do a little looking, and I got the measurements off mine and compared it to some of the Pelican cases. It's very close to a couple of different Pelican case models. One would be the Pelican 1400 model, and the other one would be the IM 2100 Storm case. It's also a Pelican case. One is smaller than the other. I think the Storm case is actually a little bit smaller than the 1400, or maybe it's vice versa. But mine kind of falls in between those two measurements. The interior dimensions of mine is about 12 inches by 9 by 5.5 or 6 inches on the depth. So, and those two cases fall pretty close to that. I can say that I got this case from Glock at around $50, so that is cheaper than either one of these cases from Pelican. But you know, Pelican makes a great case, and if that's what you're looking for, go for the Pelican case. They're you know, nothing wrong with them at all, and they're just a little bit more expensive than what I paid for mine. And lastly, Chad, and I apologize, Chad, this was a couple weeks ago when Chad sent this message in, or this question, but did I alter the power cable on this lithium-ion battery? A little. So what I have is this. There's a charging plug that comes with this that goes into a regular 110 house, you know, U.S. North American socket. And the other end goes in, you know, it's a little round plug, looks like this, goes in here. I still have that intact. With this, it also came with one cable that had this plug on both ends. I think I mentioned this before, that this battery pack is really used to power some LED string lights. And I guess this would plug into one end, and it's got the same exact plug that goes into the other end to the lights. But I did modify this. I cut it right here. I added a power pole connection. And then I also had this. This is the power wire for the FT817. It's got the smaller round plug on it. I had already put a power pole connector on this, so I could use it in various things, you know, on my power supply at home, or I have a cigarette lighter adapter that I can plug this into in the truck and use that. Once I got this cut and installed the power plugs now, or the power poles, this end goes in here, This end goes into the 817, and you got a working power adapter. So that's what I use for the FT817, and I hope that answers your questions. That's all I had for questions. So remember, guys, if you have any questions or anything, send them to me. I try to answer them. I apologize for not answering some of these questions sooner. If you watched my last little channel update I had a few days ago, it's been kind of crazy at work. Things are starting to slow down, so I'm going to start getting back into the YouTube swing of things and start putting out more regular videos again. One will be this Friday update, Friday vlog update as I call it, and I'll try to answer some of those questions in this video, as well as go ahead and at that time I'll also respond to the messages via YouTube. So send in your questions if you got anything about my equipment or what I'm doing or anything like that, or you just want to say hi. Send it on in. I appreciate the views and I appreciate the questions and the interest. So keep them coming in, guys. We're going to go ahead and move on to my plans this weekend. It's raining again. This has been one of the rainiest summers that I've seen in quite a while. But this is kind of some of that leftover stuff, I think, from Harvey that went through and really just devastated Texas and the Houston area. And my heart and my prayers go out to those folks over there in Texas. Really just a rough time for them. And it's very reminiscent of Katrina a number of years ago with all the flooding they had in Louisiana. Anytime you have a hurricane come ashore anywhere, it's always devastating. But it seems like those two and one more stick out in my head very, very vividly. The other one would be Hurricane Ivan that we actually experienced when I was living in Navarre, which is close to Pensacola, where it made landfall there. And it was very devastating. Several people I know lost their homes and all that. So I've lived through these things, and I know what it's like. So my heart goes and my prayers go out to those folks. And got a friend that lives in Corpus Christi, and he does windsurfing out there at Padre Island. So I was happy to hear that through Facebook that they're glad to hear that they were okay and were able to get out of the storm and all that. And I don't know if you can hear it, but the rain's starting to come again, so I'll have to speak up a little bit. So yeah, we're getting a lot of rain, and looks like we got another hurricane coming out there in the Gulf. This one's Irma, and this one looks like it's going to be a major one. They're anticipating this to be a major hurricane. It looks like it's going to be coming into the Gulf, and I just hope it doesn't come this way. I kind of have mixed emotions about that. I hope it doesn't come here, but it's going to go somewhere. So it almost seems selfish for me to say I wish that would go somewhere else, because it's going to go somewhere. And but it'll go where it goes, and that's just the way it is, So anyway, we'll be keeping an eye on that, and hopefully it doesn't come here, and wherever it goes. Again, my prayers will be for those that get the brunt of that storm. This weekend, I'm going to go ahead and cut to some new toys that I got, and I'll be back in just a minute to finish this up. But check this out. This is one of the things I'm going to be doing this weekend. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah! Look at that. What do we got there? Flowmaster. A couple other little small boxes from late model restoration for the old Mustang. Alright, well, it's like Christmas morning here. I got some parts in and for the Mustang, and let's open them up and see what we got. First off, to me, the most important thing. This open. Let's see. I guess it'll open like this. Oh, look at that. This is a thing of beauty. Look at that. master. Man. Hex to the yeah. Yeah, that's gonna. Hello, hello, hello. Well, oh, that's gonna be awesome. Look at that. Look at that. That's gonna look fine. Just fine up under the old Mustang. So we got the mufflers, and we got these little turn downs. They'll just go right past the muffler there and dump the exhaust. 2.5 inch exhaust. Awesome. That's gonna, man, that's dirty out of the box. That's all right. What else do we have? Well, I noticed when I was getting the changing the clutch, I had to get the old exhaust off. I noticed the rubber exhaust hangers. One of them had pretty much deteriorated, so I went in and got two to replace those. So get that taken care of. And this, let's see. Oh, get out the old trusty Kershaw. Still loving this Kershaw knife. I can do this without slicing into myself. So excited. Like a kid on Christmas morning, like I said. Alright, so this is a new battery tray for the Mustang. The old battery tray had cracked, and you know, where it bolts to the side was cracked, it was kind of wobbly, and the bracket here that actually holds the battery in was broke, so it didn't hold a battery anymore. I mean, it would sit on there, but it would slide around, and if you know, it could come out and short out or something on the body, so it wasn't safe. So got a new battery tray for the Mustang as well. So awesome. Got a 4-day weekend starting today. Today's Friday, and I might work on this a little bit today, or maybe not today, but this weekend for sure. All right, folks, we're out here in the garage, and you got to forgive the mess. You know, I clean up, and then I'll get on a project, and I won't clean up after myself. So my workspace here is a little bit cluttered, a little bit messy, but you know, it is what it is. Something else I picked up today. Got this cheap welder. This is a flux wire welder from Harbor Freight. I don't really do a lot of welding. I'm wanting to learn, so this is something I picked up. Maybe I can, you know, start practicing and learn a little bit about welding and all that. I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it, so it didn't break the bank. I think it was $99 at Harbor Freight. So it's runs on 110, so I don't have to have a 220 outlet or anything. It's just a 90 amp, I believe. Something. I believe 90 amp, 90 watt. It's 90 something. Where's the box? Where's the box? Oh, 90 amp. Yep, there it is. Okay. Yep. 90 amp flux wire welder. So we got that at Harbor Freight. And the main reason I did it, you know, like I said, I want to learn how to weld and all that. But, you know, I'm going to be working on this exhaust here. And let's see if I can turn this around. There we are. This is I don't know what you would call this, but this comes off the exhaust. This is supposed to go to your smog pump on a Mustang. Well, yeah, I don't have that. So, I used to have a big bolt in there, and I had it tightened down, but I guess over time, it has come out. So I got this other bolt here, and I'm going to put it in there, and I'm actually going to tack weld it around here. Hopefully that will hold it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a welding expert. I'm just trying to learn, but hopefully I can get this bolt to stay in there, and I'm going to tighten this down more. and it will seal that hole there, because that was part of the problem with why it sounded so bad was it was basically an exhaust leak coming out of that. So we're going to see if we can fix that. But anyway, that's the plans. I'm going to be working on the exhaust this weekend and playing around with this new toy, so to speak. So it is a flux wire welder, so I've already got the wire fed through, and yeah, so it's gonna be fun. All right, and we're back. Thanks for sticking around there. And yeah, the working on the Mustang is gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to getting that new exhaust on there and learning a little bit about welding and all that. Now, I know what I got, it's not the best welder, and it's probably, in a lot of people's views, a piece of junk. But, you know, I didn't spend a lot of money on it, and I am just learning, so I didn't want to put a lot of money into something, you know, right at this time. You know, I like to think of myself as kind of frugal. I do spend some money sometimes on stuff I probably shouldn't spend money on, but I try not to go too crazy. So, you know, there is that. But also this weekend, if the rain holds off, if I can get out tomorrow, looks like there's going to be a pass of a satellite around 9 in the morning. It's the JAS-2. I'm pretty sure that's a linear satellite. I'm going to have to look into it more, but I know there is a good pass on that satellite coming over. So I'm going to get the 2 FT817s. Like I said in my last video, I'm going to get the log periodic antenna, and get my computer, and get all that whole setup. I'm going to put it in the little Ford Ranger here. I'm going to head out to the Kinsall Park, and we're going to try to make a satellite contact if it's not raining. But it may be raining, it may be doing this, so I might have to scrap those plans. We'll just have to see what happens. You never know. It's Florida. It could be sunny, it could be raining, it could be raining and then sunny. Who knows? But that's my plans this weekend. I do have a few days off this weekend. I've got today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off since it's a holiday. So I do have a few days in here. If I don't get it tomorrow, maybe I'll try it Sunday, or maybe I'll try it on Monday. But definitely going to try to get out and get the satellite, try to make a satellite contact on the with the two FT817s. So looking forward to that. But that's about it, guys. Can't really think of anything else to talk about. I do appreciate everybody tuning in and watching my video. And remember to give this video a thumbs up. If you like what you see on my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to get videos out at least once a week on Fridays, and a few more sprinkled in there whenever I feel like I'm doing something that y'all might be interested in seeing. So we'll go ahead and end this here. We'll say 73. I hope everybody has a great day, a great holiday weekend, and we'll catch you on down the line. This is Bob KK4 DIV. Until next time.